We are just 96 days away from the 2024 general election. Good afternoon and welcome to Election Brief. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, on all our social media platforms and around the world at myjoyonline.com. Election Headquarters is brought to you by Petrosol Platinum Energy, Energizing Dreams, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, CIMA, and the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, together as the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants. Also brought to you by German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, as well as Chopbox Technologies, a convenient service, and Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging the gap for positive youth development. My name is Faustina. Safo will be back with details. Thanks for choosing us for your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. The New Patriotic Party has approved new timelines for the rerun of the Walewale constituency parliamentary primaries in the northern region. Nominations officially open tomorrow, 3rd of September 2024, and end on the 5th. It comes after the Tamale High Court annulled the NPP parliamentary primary after incumbent MP Hajia Laraba Zuweratu challenged the results of the polls held in January, where she was narrowly defeated by Dr. Mahama Kabiru, who won by just 7 votes. The ruling by Justice Richard Kojogba comes just a week to the filing of parliamentary and presidential nominations for the December 7 election. Dr. Mahama Kabiru insists he did nothing wrong in the polls and will explore all possible options to clear his name.
Right, so I just want to thank my legal team. They have demonstrated very well that this case was a case that was supposed to be won by our team. Not just on the law, but on the fact of the case. Like Council rightly mentioned, we brought evidence. People engaged in the malpractice so-called. They were procured by the same person benefiting from this result or this particular ruling. I cannot see any for wicked injustice than this. The court is a citadel of justice. The court is supposed to be a fortune of the codified moral rights of our country. If those moral rights are not codified, are not being upheld, I wonder what we are going to be doing in the law court. However, the people of Walewale spoke through the post. If there is anyone who thinks that there is going to be an otherwise communication by the people of Walewale, the person might be sorry to put, maybe dreaming, because the will of the people, they say the voice of the people is the voice of God. Yes. You cannot tend to use technicality, you can't tend to use illegal means. In fact, you've committed illegality and you are in court trying to use the same illegality to punish someone. I have never seen such kind of injustice. That's it. Like I said, I am in this contest. I was proposed by the people to participate in this contest. I never engaged in any act that will give me undue advantage, and up to today they've not been able to prove that even one single act that I did to procure undue advantage.
Nobody has accused
No one has accused me of having done anything wrong, except to say the politics of it.
Mahama Kabiru there. Well, Martina Bugri was in court for us today. She joins us live with more. Martina, we know that counsel for the plaintiff, Samson Yadiaini, was in court today. What's their next line of action? Martina, you'd have to unmute for me to hear you clearly. You spoke to Samson Ladiaeni. He was counsel for the plaintiff. What's their next line of action? Unfortunately, we don't have clear connection to you, Martina, but let's listen to counsel for the plaintiff, Samson Ladiaeni, on their next line of action.
With some of these people who went to vote more than 12 times, over a dozen times of call exchanges between them. When we asked those people to come to court and to testify, they were threatened. But 2 of them were bold and came forward and testified. The people whose names were repeated, 2 of them, they gave witness statements, but only one was bold enough to defy the threat and come to court. he testified that he voted once, there was indelible ink on his hand, and his chairman, who was wrongly omitted, and where his name was repeated, his chairman voted for that place. But the court has decided otherwise. As we speak, we don't know the reasons for the decision. The court says it will give its reasons on the 12th of September. We will wait, read the reasons, and find if they are sound. But as far as the record goes, they cannot be sound. Our view is that the judgment does not correspond with the evidence that was led, the documentary, and the telephone conversations that were attached and proving.
Well, now let's speak to Martina Bugri. She's on Zoom, and she will be joining us with more. Martina, you also engaged Sylvester Isang, who's lawyer for Haji Al-Araba. How has he been responding to the ruling?
He says it's victory for the party in the Walewale constituency and victory for the people. What he said was that he also added that the party probably going forward should be looking at contestants who are coming from a presidential candidate's constituency, whether they should be handpicked or allowed to go on a contest. We can listen to him.
It's sad that Walewale constituency has to take us this far, okay? Because that is the home constituency of the presidential candidate of the NPP, okay? But it's better late than never. So we believe that the party at the moment can even disregard what has happened in court. The party has the constitutional mandate to reopen nominations and even disregard the two candidates and invite other people who are willing to come forward, and then we get a candidate for the Walewale constituency. Okay? But it's a learning process. I want to believe that if I have the power, I'll tell the NPP that next time you are having elections, you handpick someone from your presidential candidate's constituency. You don't allow contest there. When we say democracy, democracy is not necessarily filing in a queue to vote, okay? So all these things would have been avoided if we have foresaw that some of these things were coming to happen, okay? So I would say that no one can particularly celebrate because it's even sad that we have gotten this far.
Well, the NPP has since issued a statement indicating the way forward, and that statement will come up on your screen shortly. It reads that the New Patriotic Party approves timelines for the Walewale constituency parliamentary primary rerun. And it starts by saying, following the High Court ruling, the New Patriotic Party has approved the timelines for rerun of the parliamentary primary election at the Walewale constituency. It also goes on to say that indeed the 3rd of September is the date given for nominations to start coming in, and it will end on the 5th of September. Well, we're looking forward to that, as members have now been approved to pick up nomination forms, and it will end on the 5th of September. We are your election headquarters. Trust us, bringing you full details. Now let's do some other stories. Incumbent New Patriotic Party member of Parliament for Suhum constituency, Kojo Asante, popularly known as Balfour, has announced his decision to contest as an independent candidate in the December 7, 2024 general election. Balfour Kojo Asante lost the NPP parliamentary primary in January 2024 to Frank Asedi-Bekwe, popularly known as Protozoa, with about 179 vote difference. In that parliamentary primaries, Frank Asedi-Bekwe secured 496 votes, while Kojo Asante had 320 votes out of the total valid vote cast, making him the new parliamentary candidate for NPP in Suhum constituency. There's more in this report.
Supporters of Kojo Asante since January 2024 have been nurturing plans to present him in the 2024 general election as independent parliamentary candidate for the Suhum constituency, claiming that he is the preferred candidate for the masses in the constituency. Addressing his supporters after a health walk over the weekend at the Suhum and Ponsa market, Honorable Kojo Asante officially declared his intention to contest as an independent parliamentary candidate, taking inspiration from the core of his constituents and the crowd that showed up at the health walk. Sources close to the NPP suggest that high-ranking New Patriotic Party officials, including the Vice President and flag bearer of the party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and Minister of Agric, Mr. Brian Echampon, have attempted to talk to him to rescind his decision, but wouldn't avail. Kojo Asante was conspicuously missing during the campaign tour of Dr. Mahama Bawumia in the Suhum constituency. The current MP, Kojo Asante, defeated the then Member of Parliament, Mr. Frederick Opare Ansah, in the party's 2020 parliamentary primaries, securing 394 votes, whilst Mr. Opare Ansah secured 272 votes.
They did a help. They petitioned me. And then they said that it doesn't matter what has happened. I should come and serve them. I should come and continue my work. So if you are talking about what, sort of the impetus, my voice, what is pushing me to do what I'm doing or to do this declaration, then all that I would say is that it is Suhum people. It is what? Suhum people. One person cannot say that you are going for independence. One person. Can one person go for independence? I'm asking you, can one person go for independence? One person cannot go for independence, right? Yeah, it is the best. It is what? The best. I have only one vote. I have only one vote. So I cannot stand here and say that
Let's stay with the governing New Patriotic Party because they are grappling with a number of its sitting MPs deciding to run as independent presidential candidates in the 2024 election. NPP MP for Suhum Kojo Asante and NPP MP for Agona West Cynthia Morrison have formally announced they will be ditching their party and run as independent candidates. Will this number rise and what will the party do about it? Well, member of our political desk, Kojo Asante, has more in this report.
28 NPP MPs lost their bid to return to parliament in their party's parliamentary primaries held last year. 2 of them now set to run against their party in the general election as independent candidates. There are now fears within the party that there may be more announcements on the way. And Joy News understands the party is still working to convince the former gender minister to drop the plans of running as an independent candidate. Even before the dust on that will settle, another NPP MP, Kojo Asante, has also announced he's going independent. Prior to this announcement,
they did a help. They petitioned me. And then they said that it doesn't matter what has happened. I should come and serve them. I should come and continue my work. So if you are talking about what, sort of the impetus, my voice, what is pushing me to do what I'm doing or to do this declaration, then all that I would say is that it is Suhum people. It is what? Suhum people. One person cannot say that you are going for independence. One person. Can one person go for independence? I'm asking you, can one person go for independence? One person cannot go for independence, right? Yeah, it is the best. It is what? The best.
Party bigwigs, including Minister for Food and Agriculture, had made moves to convince the Member of Parliament for Suhum to back down. What is clear now is that those overtures were unsuccessful. Article 3H of the NPP's constitution is clear. Any member of the party who stands as an independent candidate against the officially elected member of the party is deemed to have forfeited his or her membership. In 2020, a certain NPP legislator, NP for Fomina Andrew Amokwesiama, broke away from the party to run as an independent. He was expelled from the party and his seat in parliament declared vacant. The party does not have that luxury of a wide majority in parliament currently and may not be able to expel these 2 MPs and declare their seats vacant, as that will send the governing party into opposition in parliament and make them the minority. That will surely torpedo government's legislative agenda, given the key businesses currently before the House ahead of its dissolution in January. Kojo Asante for Joy News.
Leader of the political movement, the New Force, Nana Kwame Bediako, has unveiled his economic plan dubbed 12 Pillars for Economic Freedom. Now, this ambitious framework, according to him, aims to address key economic challenges facing the nation by focusing on job creation, economic independence, and self-sufficiency. Should he win the elections in December, Nana Kwame Bediako also pledged to revamp the country's railway system as well. Now, he also announced a plan to build a comprehensive railway network exceeding 8,000 kilometers. To achieve this, the New Force emphasized the importance of utilizing Ghana's iron ore resources, particularly from the eastern region, to manufacture steel domestically. He made this disclosure at his political launch.
Pillar 2 is the water transportation and inter-regional railway connectivity. This is Ghana's first water transportation. Now, as you can see, in the olden days, our fathers really had respect for these natural resources that we came to meet. But today, we don't have value for it anymore. We have to remember everything that we eat from on this land is grown by the water on this land. And there are so many regions that we can connect to by connecting the water. So let me tell you my vision about the water connectivity infrastructure. Now, one thing that I can see in this country, Lake Volta is the largest man-made lake in the world. Why are people not visiting Ghana to view Lake Volta? In fact, what have we done with Lake Volta? I mean, you have billions of dollars sitting in Lake Volta. Maybe we'll talk about it later. But our national grid of water transport, it's something that we should look at. Ghana raising Ghana's first $50 billion. I mean, these are kind of figures when you call, it's like, how is Ghana ever going to make this money? Because we're only struggling over $3 billion and we barely get it. So how are we going to raise $50 billion? Yes, we are going to raise $50 billion. Says who? Says the young man standing in front of you. This vision and this policy is going to make it happen. If you ever wondered where all this money will come from, well, this is it. And it's very simple. So we decided a collaboration between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Interior come together for one purpose: to empower the immigration services of this country and create the citizenship package to monetize Ghanaian citizenship only for Africans. The potential of agro-processing and all the arable lands in the country amounts to $2.5 trillion US. This is the outcome of our research. We are determined to bring out every region's wealth. So as you can see, I mean, we have searched every region inside out and realized what sort of wealth that can be created there and projected it in the next 10 years. Ghana will have an economic output at 4.7 trillion. With the 13 million hectares of arable land and all these minerals, we will also create 8 million jobs in a decade.
Well, away from the New Force, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has begun a 4-day campaign tour of the Bono East region. The tour, which will start from Kintampo North constituency, will take John Mahama through all 11 constituencies of the region, as he is expected to share his vision, proposals, policies and programs as outlined in the NDC 2024 Resetting Ghana Manifesto. My colleague Anna Sabet is on the ground for us. And as you have been speaking to some residents ahead of his visit, what have they been telling you?
So hopes ahead of the former president's visit to this area. Most of them are telling us that due to the current economic situation across the country, they cannot wait, to visit or to welcome, the former president to this part of the country. Earlier, I told you that the Kintampo North constituency is one of the most loyal constituencies so far as the NDC is concerned, because the party has never lost any election since the 1992 elections. They've won both presidential and parliamentary election in all the contests that has been held from 1992. So the people here are, happy, excited that the former president is actually kickstarting his campaign here in the Kintampo North constituency. Here at the Babatokuma, Lorry Park, we shall be engaging some of them to have their take on what they are expecting, as we stated earlier. But let's speak with some of them and then see what they have for our cherished viewers. Mami, Mr. and former President John Mahama Kabiru. Obano, then I will say Obetia Fino, and I say, send when you just say Oba.
But your many are in the same Shabako, aka combination, walking tampo. Na Baba Pano Bano. First, no Oba and they are with Toy, next we are with Chile. Because they say, look at this cry, win to me idea of pento. Nothing so my teaching in a my Oba. They are per se Oba no Beboy.
Come man, dear more personal officer of the Bebom.
A man or so by my Bosnian year, Juma. I face so a bar, young Robertoye, I walk and be also. First, the send our buyer. Our Kada cry now, you had her, you cry in our Kada from. First, so Nantes. Inti Bawa Bano, a papa.
Okay, Papa, Mr. John Mama Baha, what expectations they say? When you just say Papa Baha.
Oh, many so Baha. Already know what in favor in a good manifesto. Na me peso Baha, Osa Siso, no Sakani Chrome Casa, because my huni say Hano, ni Chrome for Doswaha. No more Ginny, no more Tias ye, no more Tomano, near ye NPP, and free Ganda, yes, so near Honchre.
So, Nemisa Bisani say, Osha manifesto no more. Then, our manifesto no more when you expect to send Oba Obit Nayabwa.
Oh, the Dican, you to no promise no them bomb manifesto no mono. So, ye. Well, meaning say, free SHS no, Mahama Neshas ye, but we are progressively free SHS, Emma Day. And na kufu adu kufu na kasa kura boni semano but achire yoko wi ade bai say ye no de tumu nanam say enye wo mo ankasa wahu wo mo boshenti no na ade na ade agu wahu e ka parents ni tua no e doso enti onye no meye ni yie na ye ntwa double track nim e ba ne sa e ma no nyinsen ko a tambia ye te no TV so eti obeyi free wa so nyina betwa wahu na fe uwi a what the Juma Basse, one co school up so Otuasua. What the Bema or my uncle school no. In fact, no Sambu Sika, Busum Yobetu Mocano. On yes, I didn't in Ama, I will follow.
Okay, Medasi, Minyaba, okay. Oluman, John Eba Kroma, former President Mahama. Then I will just say, oh, bow to me, I have one Timamufa Moa.
They obey a passing G, one passing Gimbra. Into I don't want the Nimpa dear, Nimpa ye dear, Nimpa pe. Send the all can say, I Juma dear. Now, intimate with that.
So most of these people are saying the current economic situation or conditions is the very reason why they would love to have the former President John Dramani Mahama voted back into office to enable him rectify that. I have with me here the regional Zongo Caucus coordinator Alhaji Isaka Inusa, who is equally going to tell us, what the party has in stock for the people here, especially the people of Babatokuma who are here in their numbers. Alhaji, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Alhaji John Eba.
Yeah, Ubaha. Yeah, John Ebaha na ha efra se babato na wa ba wa hu doma omugina ha etwen your excellency John Dramani Mahama science wo ba na ode ne amanfo aba be kasa na 2024 no ya san ato aba ma no na wa san aba na wa ba betoa ne jima pa no na wo ye no a em se Ghana fo hu se Akufo Addo ne ne ba omia aba betwa ntoro a kire wo mo na ntoro na omo twa ne ma omo gigina agisi gina e de to aba ma omo na se Ghana fo nyina anu omo ho se omo to aba ma omo to aba ma Akufo Addo ene ba omia nti insha Allah yɛgyidie nyinaa ne sɛ 2024 yɛbaba declare John Dramani Mahama nkunimdie na nsama ɔmo ka yɛ na kure nim Your Excellency Baumia nsama wonam eka nyinaa no Baumia wo yetrofo wono ankasa giadanse sɛ wono ankasa wo yetrofo sanse nsama wo ka nyinaa no bie ni ho a atimi aye adwuma ne mmom ahokyere mmom na ɔmo de abrega nafo tiempa bo nyinaa ne sɛ 2024 inshallah yebeto aba no ama Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama wasaba na wababetoa na dwumadie no so say ye papa kora wo yaduru ha.
Alaji, I think the former President John Dramani Mahama is visiting 3 constituencies of the region today. He's said to be in Kintapo North, he will be in Nkranza North, and then also be in Techima North constituency, where he will end the day's tour. And tomorrow there will be 3 other constituencies to visit. 11 constituencies here in the region, and he's set to visit all of them to let the people know what he has in stock so far as policies and then the manifesto of the NDC is concerned. And like I said, this is one of the most loyal constituencies of the NDC, where they've never lost any of the elections. And before we leave, let's speak with one woman here. Mame, ma doswa, NDC ba obetumi ayabo ma NDC ba ya bese on bia bank no meye na untoye se say ya bredudu ya kwaja bibia ni ho ya ni ya ma ya ni de ya beti enti ya sra no ya na sra obia se watu majo mama no mbabo buye na untoye ya brepa bank no wa fambra wa bank no wa fambra na mbabo buye na untoye na ni amba ya bakwa school ya niska ya kwaja ya nya de beti ya be presa aba nti ya sra no ya na sra obia se omutunjo majon bama na womba na humi na untaye So the women here particularly are happy with the establishment of a women's bank as promised by the NDC in its manifesto. So most of them are saying they are going to vote for the NDC because the party is set to introduce a bank or a financial establishment that is going to lend them loans to enable them withstand the current economic hardship and be able to take care of their children. These are some of the expectations from the people here in the Babatokuma community ahead of the former president's journey to this particular area. Back to you in the studios, or keep viewers updated as and when he arrives and then addresses the people.
Thank you for joining us live, Bono East regional correspondent. We also know that the New Patriotic Party running mate, Dr. Machu Pokuprembe, is also on the campaign trail in the Ashanti region. In subsequent bulletin, we'll tell you all about it. That's it for Election Brief. My name is Faustina. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Good afternoon.